भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Let us pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all, thou art all, thou assumest all forms, thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all, thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Opening song led by Peter.
Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you, other Peter also. Om Atma me shuddhyantam Jyotiraham Viraja vipapma bhuyasagam swaha. May my being with this physical body be purified. I am the pure self of the nature of light supreme, free of all impurities and sins. Om Antaratma me shuddhyantam Jyotiraham Viraja vipapma bhuyasagam swaha. May myself associated with the mind be purified. I am of the nature of pure consciousness, free from all impurities and sins. Om Paramatma me shuddhyantam Jyotiraham Viraja vipapma bhuyasagam swaha. May the self associated with my causal body be purified. I am the consciousness pure and supreme, free from all impurities and sin. I am the consciousness itself. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us feel, dear friends, our true innermost self beyond body and mind in our heart as a steadily burning candle flame. Concentrating on this true self. I see its light has pervaded and transcended both the limitations of mind and body. I see here I am beyond time and space. I am perfection itself. I am bliss itself. Om. Peace, peace, peace. In search of the basis or the foundation of all that we perceive around, this body, the mind, the thoughts, emotions, and so forth, and this world, various different people, different creatures, and different so-called inanimate objects, small and big. I try to say, what is the foundation for all this? What is the common foundation for everything of this? It is, I am aware that the foundation is common because it is all perceived in a way together like a well-connected building. So you know then that it is on some foundation, one foundation that supports all different parts, the first story, the second floor, the roof and all that is supported by the same foundation. So our experience is something like that, and so we try to find what is the common foundation of it. And by some deeper analysis done with a calm and focused mind, we see that the foundation is actually involved in supporting everything. So what is it that is common in all our experience? And we externally do not find anything that is common. For example, I see the chair and I see, say, a star in the sky. Two different things. What is common? I perceive my internal emotions of elation and frustration. Where is the common ground there? Sometimes I am scared. Sometimes I feel very strong and courageous. Now, where is the common foundation? It is externally, it is not easy to find. There appears to be nothing common there. But when we reflect and bring that whole experience, we see the common aspect of it. It is I see the chair. I see the star. I see the different people. I see, understand their different emotions. I also understand, I see this body and the various emotions that are happening there, the various thought processes that are going there. It is all strung in this I. That is therefore the common foundation. And therefore we have to find this I. It is everywhere, like the foundation provides strength to the every part of the building. It is standing on the foundation. when you want to look at the structural stability of any construction, you look at how the foundation is. And then when you see the foundation is strong, then other things can be corrected. So the foundational strength, foundational structural stability is of great importance. So when we go to see that where does everything stand? It stands on self. But just as the foundation is hidden deep, it doesn't get seen. Whatever is above the ground, that gets seen. Foundation, to see that you have to kind of dig deep. Then only you can see. And although it is apparent that there is a foundation, we don't actually see it with the external eyes, which see only above the ground. I is constantly coming in everything that is being done or being thought. There is nothing that is devoid of I. It is impossible even if we want to do it. Nothing can function physically or psychologically without the involvement, without the support of this awareness of I. And yet that gets missed. It is that story I tell many times, but it is very illuminating to take that example here also, that a smuggler was thought to be smuggling several things across the Canada-US border. And they would always, the inspectors, they had the inputs that he is a smuggler. So they would stop his car and search the car. Nothing was found. That inspector got ultimately tired that, well, what is this? And then after he got retired, he happened to see that fellow in a coffee shop and said, well, now I am retired. Now you can tell me whatever you smuggling. And we never found anything on you. And we searched every bit of your car. What were you smuggling? And he, with a wry smile, said, I was smuggling the cars, because that was the most obvious thing, and that gets missed. So the I, which is so in a way obvious, it is the attention of all of us. Some psychologists say that about 90% of the thought that we are doing is about I. We are that kind of I specialist. So, I, that is, but yet we don't see that as the cause of everything. Everything is, as it were, emerging from I, because that is the common focal point of this whole creation. It is like the sun, that is the common source of all this sunlight that you see, all the things illuminated by that light that you see, all the rays that you see, all that is actually the sun, that manifestation of sun. So the great sages understood this, and therefore they decided that this self is everything, but it is beyond the obvious things like physical body or the mental personality or even the causal body. It is deep hidden. I don't want right now to get into the analysis of these three bodies. We had done that before sometimes. And so let us see that therefore the Mandukya Upanishad describes in its 7th verse, describing the three states of existence, that one is the waking state, the second is the sleep state, the dream state, the third is the state of deep sleep. And then it says, well, the other states, they were kind of characterized by certain qualities, certain ways that they could be perceived. But now we have come to the fourth, which is neither of them, na antaprajna, na bahishprajna, na ubhayataprajna, and neither perceived internally, nor externally, nor with the combination of them together. It is beyond all means of perception, and yet is involved in everything. It is Ekatma Pratyaya Saram, a very beautiful word. It is where everything kind of gets connected together. Our great analysis, friends, that it is the cognitive scientists and psychologists should pay attention to this, that it is when I see, say, this hall, I am seeing so many things, but kind of all connected together. It is on that one canvas that everything has been put. So that canvas is where all the variety gets combined, united, become one. So this self is that the one, that perception, one awareness in which all this variety merges and becomes one. It is so. And knowing this, what happens? That you reach the ultimate experience, that is the ultimate wellness, Shivam, ultimate peace, Shantam. And this is called forth just because we are enumerating, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It is like when you enumerate 1, 2, and some person's name has to come last, So therefore they make sure while telling last but not the least. Means it is not according to the order of importance that they are being told. But this is a compulsion, you have to narrate in some order or whatever. So therefore, this is called fourth because 1, 2, 3. But this is not fourth in that sense. It is pervaded in all. It is the reality. It is where the appearance of all other three is happening. It is like the ocean on which these waves of the other states are rising and falling. So that is the substratum, the basis, immutable, unchangeable of all the appearances. So it is said that is the Atma, the Self, Sa Atma, Sa Vidnyeyaha. that is to be investigated. Investigated, there Shankara comments that investigated in the sense that it is, we do not know that, and therefore we say it is to be investigated. Otherwise it is present everywhere. How to investigate it? But because we don't see it, we are investigating. Like the other day I told, I was looking for my face mask. I had to go out and then had to put on face mask. So looking everywhere, here, there, where did I put it? And then I saw it was already on my face, you see. So it is, yeah. So that is how the Atman is there everywhere. It is to be known. It is to be realized. In that sense, it is called to be investigated, to be known. So it is, this is this self. And therefore sages and Upanishads, this Bhagavad Gita, have concentrated on this self, Atma Vidya. Vedanta is therefore very correctly, rightly called Atma Vidya, the knowledge of this self. And also you can see that it is that existence of which we can always be sure of. Other things come and go. What remains is this self. It doesn't change. The states keep on changing. The experience that I get keep on changing. But the I just remains as the unchanging substratum of all this. And therefore, we are always sure of it. There is nobody who can say, no, I am confused, I don't know if I accept the existence of I or not. Well, because that person is not able to grasp it, one may say that, yes, I am not sure what it is. What it is, you may not be sure. But whether it is or not, there is no doubt about it. It is there. Even the one who is asking this question, that where is it? That is also the I. So, therefore Shankara says it is impossible to deny the existence of the self, because it is the existence of the denier also. So even the denier doesn't have the really locus standing. If you say no self, self is ever present. And therefore, let us investigate that what is this whole existence by beginning with what we are sure about. So, we are sure of I am, and so start investigating it. So that is why let it begin with me. That let us begin the inquiry about who am I. It has to begin not with what is that chair, or whether there is life beyond this solar system on some other planet or not. That nobody knows, it is all speculation, but what is sure? I am. That is this certainty. So one should proceed methodically, and so methodically is begin from where you know what you are sure about. I am. So let that be the starting point. Let it begin with me. So, and then start investigating. Vedanta gives some primary steps of this investigation, which in the Vedanta classes all of you must have heard multiple times. I might have gotten bored with it. But even if you get bored with it, it is important to do it again and again and again. Isn't it? Do you get bored of breathing? We had a little child staying here for a week, and so now at Vedanta Society, whatever is left over, and so that we eat that. It was cooked in the morning, and then it was remaining for the supper. So I called him, "Hey, come on, let's have supper." He said, "Again the same thing?" He didn't like the idea that what I ate in the morning, I have to eat that same thing in the evening also. I said, "What's wrong here?" "No, the same thing, it's boring." I said, "Did you not breathe the same air in the morning, in the late morning, in the afternoon? You will be breathing the same air. And do you say, 'It is so boring, I don't want to breathe the same air'?" No, it is. So even though we have heard it many times, it is important, friends, to keep on hearing it again and again, that I am not this physical body. Yes, we have certainly heard it. Maybe if you are coming to Vedanta, these classes, lectures, then per year you would be hearing it maybe 500 times at least. So it is, yeah. So, but you have heard it 500 times. How much did we understand? Do we understand the meaning of what we heard? The Vedanta Sar describes how long do we have to hear. And it is stated the meaning of that what you heard has to manifest. Then that hearing is really hearing. If that doesn't manifest, then you haven't heard. Otherwise, it is merely a sound not connected with any meaning. For example, if I tell Naomi, please bring that chair here. No, you don't have to bring it now, just an example, yeah. So she understands, she knows these words. It is, now imagine somebody who does not understand English at all. For that person, it is just sound, it is just air that is blowing from here to there. No meaning is understood there. So, I am not the body. Do we really understand this? Do we really understand it? If not, you have to hear, meditate, concentrate on it again and again and again, maybe 1,000,000 times or 1,000,000,000 times. I am not the body. The meaning is, I have no birth, no growth, no death. None of the characteristics of body are my characteristics. I have no gender. I have no sex. I have none of these. I am beyond all this. See how much freedom we feel with that. Imagine that I have no age, I have no sickness. I am not limited by any man, woman, or third gender, whatever. I am not limited by any of these things. How the life will change if we know it? Imagine, that is the meaning, getting the meaning of the word. Naomi, bring the chair. So then she is not going to bring a shoe from there here. She will bring, because she understands the meaning of this word, what is chair. So it is like that. So otherwise these are just words, means sound without any meaning. So I am not the body. We might have heard this kind of sound. It is like a pipe blown, that's all. This is this pipe, the pipe is blown. Now, what else? There is no other meaning. Our teacher in our primary school, even later in middle school, high school, used to sarcastically remark, hey, he would ask one backbenchers like me, who he would see is not paying attention. Hey, what did you understand? Or was I just blowing a pipe? I was saying something. Did you pay attention? I wasn't blowing a pipe. So, if I am not the body, if we don't understand the meaning, what is it? We just blowing the pipe. So therefore, again and again, we have to hear. Vedanta Sar says, till the meaning shines forth, the meaning of that word shines forth in us, till then keep on hearing. Then when that meaning gets flashed, then the life will change accordingly. It is now because we do not understand it. I hear, I am not the body, and still continues with this firm belief, or stronger word has to be there than belief, this awareness that I am 150 pounds, mass, I am so many feet tall, my age is so and so, and that kind of awareness. It is, I am a man or I am a woman, and all that. So, if this awareness is changed, I am not the body means I am none of these. Just like I am not this car. You know that. So, here Peter will say, no, I am not Toyota. My car is Toyota, you see. It is the name of the car. It is not my name. So, we will disidentify with our body. If I ask Sukalyan that you have 8 engines or 6 engines or no, the car has so many engines, not me. It is like that. So, I am not body, and the meaning should flash. So also I am not mind. So meditate. This requires meditation. That is why the scriptures say, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, that here, contemplate on what you have heard. And then hold on to that understanding fast in the face of all challenges created by the habits. That is, you have to hold on to it, that understanding. So, because the impressions of having identified with body will keep on tormenting, so one has to hold on. Here, contemplate and hold on. And thus, you see that how much freedom you feel now. You are not limited by any space or time in the physical sense. It is the body that is in one place. So you are not limited by that now. It is, you are not limited by age or gender. You do not have any disease. See how much freedom one feels with this awareness. I am not the body. And much more freedom one feels when we similarly fathom, understand, and hold on to this awareness that I am not the mind either. So what am I? You reach the infinite. You are totality. You are beyond any particular characteristic, physical or mental. You are transcendent on that, and yet you are permeated in each and everything. You are beyond that, but all this body and mind, that is not beyond you. That is deriving its existence from you. You are the support of all. That self is the support of every single thing. It is permeated in everything, it controls everything. There is a beautiful, beautiful passage in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that says, it is a question by one Uddalaka to Yajnavalkya. There is, in that third chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there are so many questions being asked to Yajnavalkya. One of them is asked by Uddalaka. And then that question is that who is that who is like the thread that passes through everything, holds on to everything. And if that thread is broken, just as the pearls or the stones woven on a thread, they then get scattered. This whole thing, this whole universe, as it were, just falls off and gone. What is that thread? I want to know about that. And that Yajnavalkya replies, what a wonderful reply, It is just point for meditation. He says, Yap prithivyam antaro, yap prithivyam tishthan prithivyam antaro, yam prithivī na veda, yasya prithivī shariram, yam prithivīm yamayati, yam prithivīm antaro yamayati, eshata atma antaryame amritaha. Hey Uddalaka, the one who is into this earth, and it is pervaded in the earth, it is residing in the earth and yet pervaded in the earth. You have to see that the two things, like Yona stays in one house, but she is not pervaded in the house. Otherwise, when she is here, she is not pervaded in the house. So, this self is in the earth, it pervades the earth. This earth is like its body. Yasya Prithvi Shariram. This earth is like the body of this self. And it controls the earth from within. Ya Prithivim Antaro Yamayati. Yam Prithvi na Veda. The earth doesn't know it. The earth doesn't know. So, everything is controlled. It goes on from Prithvi, then it comes to all other 5 elements. But the last line is Eshata Atma Antaryame Amritaha Uddalaka. That is your internally governing immortal self. Antaryame Amrita Atma. So that is pervaded and supporting, involved and governing each and everything. So that is why begin with self. Know what it is. And when we see that that is the most important thing to be known in other Upanishads like Mundak Upanishad, it is therefore said that all other knowledge is the lower knowledge. Because knowing all, your knowledge is shrouded always with doubts, and you keep on correcting it. You call it correcting it, but what it means is what you knew earlier to be right is not right actually anymore. It is, for example, just a year ago, when this coronavirus was just starting, it was declared officially, you can see, by WHO and even CDC, that this virus is not airborne. After a few weeks, they changed. No, it is airborne too. Does it mean that it was earlier not airborne? Earlier also it was airborne, but we did not know. And all secular knowledge is of this type. And that is why it is called lower knowledge. Shankaracharya puts a beautiful comment there, that knowing that as much as you want to, nothing api, nothing, na kinchidapi, tatvatah jnatam bhavatu. Nothing gets known by any of that knowledge. It is, whereas what is then the paravidya or the superior knowledge? It is the knowledge of the unchanging self. And so it is told in Mundak Upanishad there that tameva ekam janatha atmanam anya vacho vimunchatha. That you know the self alone. Other things are just different words, meaningless. Anya vacho, it is just meaningless talk. Give it up. Give it up. So, know the self alone. That is why begin with that and proceed with that. It is, then everything becomes known. That everything becomes known once you know this self. Nothing remains unknown by knowing this self. It is So, like we can take the example, let us fix the world. That idea is there in Bible, that the God has given us a world as a broken world, and so our job is to fix the world. So how to fix the world? Okay, there is this person is an evil person. That is where the break is. Finish that evil person. There is the leakage in the house. Apply some glue, and that is fixing the world. It is, and keep on thinking about it. That, our education system is broken. Fix it. Now, keep on doing it. Nothing bad about it. It will not get fixed. If you fix the self, everything gets fixed. Because that is the reality. Otherwise, go on fixing. It is not fixable as such. It is good to do it, as Swami Vivekananda mentions in the Karma Yoga, that it is good to do it if done with proper attitude. Then you get fixed. And then that is the world gets fixed automatically. It is, if you go to fix the world, neither world nor you get fixed. Frustration is the result. But if this is fixed, then everything gets fixed. There is that story that a little child was getting bored, had nothing to do, and so they, what to do? So the dad had one paper. He tore the paper and said that, well, this is the map. This is the map of the world. Now put this together, the pieces together. Put the jigsaw puzzle together. Put all the paper pieces together. And now the child tried. It was so tedious, he could not, wanted to do it, but how to do it? And then, the dad said, look at the back, And then the back actually had the hole that before tearing, the back had the picture of a man. Now you fix the man and the map gets fixed. Fix the man, map gets fixed. So fix this and world gets fixed, friends. It is, otherwise it is not possible. And what is the meaning of the world getting fixed? You see that it is Brahman, it is God, it is your true self. You manifest as this world. And this is, I am verbalizing it. It is impossible to actually put this kind of experience in words. But that is how the sages have described it, that it is all the same I. A great Saint Jnaneshwar was in Maharashtra. He said that, look, this whole universe is my home. One who has this kind of conviction, not only that, is convinced that I actually have become this whole universe. That is avaghe vishvachi माझे घर ऐसी मती जयाची स्थिर किम बहुना चराचर आपणची जाहला. That it is, this world, whole universe is my home. Well, Naomi would say, no, Swami, that is not your home. In Warwick, I have my home, not yours. But suppose, think of it, that if I see the truth, that this self here is same as the self in Naomi, then does it not become my house? It is only because I see this self only in this body and not in that body, think there is a different self there. So every single creature, the self is same, I. Then every home is my home. In fact, the whole universe is I. So now everything is fixed because I am fixed. I am fixed. The universe has to be like that, you understand then. Then you don't worry that it is to be fixed. Like the nostril, if somebody thinks, oh, here there are two holes, I have to plug them. I have to fix this part. It has these two big holes. Let me plug them. Imagine what will happen. So, our fixing is, the world is like that. It is very important, therefore, to see that the world as it is quite fine. Just fix. Begin. Let us begin there. It is. So, this is the whole idea in this, the Vedanta, that the self is to be investigated. That Sri Ramakrishna used to mention that is the goal. This self is divine. So realize this self. He said that, well, everything I see is that God alone has become all this, and that God is our true self. So, this also is God has become this. So, it is the self is, or self you call it God, whatever. But it is the essential ingredient is not the right word. It is the essence of everything. Nothing else is there. The self alone is there. If you want to use the word like water is the essential ingredient of every ice cube. How meaningful this sentence will be. Well, it is water itself congealed, that's all. It is not an ingredient as if there are some other ingredients. So this self alone is. Let us try to feel this, friends. Let us try to hold on to this awareness and see that making the beginning like this, everything gets accomplished by that. That is what Yajnavalkya in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad advises his wife Maitreyi, that by knowing this self, everything becomes all known. So, this is how we have to begin. Where to begin? The knowing. Well, begin from I, and that will end the pursuit of knowledge in its final culmination. Thank you, friends. Let us meditate on this idea for a few seconds, and then in case if you have questions, feel free to ask them. Yes, any questions?
Swamiji, there is one question here
Yes.
with the web.
There is no question there.
No, there is one question.
Okay, please.
Yeah. This is Max Meyer.
Yes.
Could you please explain how consciousness is reflected as defined by the double reflection theory versus the single reflection theory?
Oh, oh, Max Meyer, sorry, I have not read these theories. So please, you can email me explaining what these theories are, and then I will try to answer this question. Excuse me, I am not capable of answering this question right now. Any other question?
No.
No. Yes, Peter, you have some question?
Yeah, so we want to experience or perceive, the self. But the equipment that we really have is the mind, senses. That's what we're limited to, but we're looking to experience something that's beyond that. How can we do that?
That is a very good question, very often asked. For the web listeners, let me restate Peter's question that yes, we need to know the self, but the instruments through which we know this body, the mind, the sense organs, and so forth. Now, if we have no other instruments, what is the way of knowing the self? Because the self is beyond all these instruments. We discussed that it is beyond body and mind. So what is the way to know the self? It is to know that it is beyond mind and beyond body. That itself is its knowledge. It is of the essence of knowledge, free from all ignorance. It is what we see through the sense organs is the same light of the self going through the holes of these organs and the mind. Shankaracharya, in his beautiful hymn, Dakshinamurti Stotra, has described it as if you have a pot which has several holes, and then there is a light put in the pot. Now through these holes, the light, that lamp inside, its light gets out. Now, how to see that light itself? Because what happens is the confusion happens that these holes, they appear to be the source of light. Our sense organs and mind are like these holes. Self is the knowledge. These holes, they only ooze out that knowledge. And so, just as you have to see the light taking the pot out, so transcending this apparatus of body and mind, you actually know transcendentally without any mediacy of instruments. You do not need instruments to know the self. If you want to use the word instruments, in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna gave some of the instruments, although they are not to be, they are not really the instruments like eyes or ears or such things, that you have to cultivate the egolessness, avoid showiness, practice the devotion to Guru, to the God, practice the complete humility, lead a determined, dedicated life full of various devotional practices, keep on studying the words of the sages, and these are the means. To clarify that, Lord Krishna says at the end of that description, Eta jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadadonyatha. That is the knowledge. Everything else is just ignorance. This is knowledge, the practice of forbearance, practice of humility, practice of giving up ego, continued determined practice of scriptural study, and practice of what the Guru has told, everything that constitutes, that becomes the means of knowing this, not the sense organs. One can remember here when Vivekananda, then Narendranath asked Sri Ramakrishna, have you seen God? And Sri Ramakrishna's answer was, yes, I have seen him. I see him as I see you, but only much more clearly. Why much more clearly? Because to see you, I have to use these instruments, sense organs and mind, to see God. I don't have to use these instruments. There is no mediacy involved. And so I see God more clearly. So that is how it is. These instruments are good only to see the transitory, changing existence. That which is true existence, well, it is self-evident, it is self-manifesting, it is of the essence of knowledge. Thank you. Yes, Eze, you have a question?
Yes. Sometimes it seems that we make a distinction between seeing God, the vision of God, and realizing God. But then sometimes it seems like it's the same thing.
It is actually same thing, the description becomes different. Seeing God is realizing God. There may be in some cases some different connotations, means a glimpse could be considered as seeing God, a glimpse, but not a complete understanding is not right word, a complete realization, a total experience, but otherwise it means the same thing. So friends, let us conclude. I will read out the upcoming programs. Coming Sunday, what is the topic of discussion? It is the last day of January, and it is like more or less continuation of this theme that we were discussing today, pantheism. So, Tuesday, Friday lectures will go on as usual at 7:30 p.m. It is the Tuesday topic is Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play, and on Fridays it is stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. And let me remind from today the registration for the Swami Vivekananda's birthday celebration attendance in person has begun. It is on 7th February, but the registration for that has begun today, and in one day about more than 2/3 is already full. So if those who have not registered so far, and if they want to attend, please register fast. We are going to close. Of course, if you register late, then you will have to attend it through some other bodies. Now you know that you are same in all bodies, so you will have to attend it through some other bodies. No problem. But the registration is on, and 2/3 these seats have already been taken. So there is no closing date. There was opening date today. Closing, the moment it gets filled, it gets closed. So it is only the difference is, suppose there is 40 number, then one family it is 38, and one family of 3 registers, then 41 will be allowed. So let me finish with the closing prayers, and then there will be as usual arati, then meditation. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.
Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of love. O Lord, yet you are the basis of love. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of hope. O Lord, yet you are the basis of hope. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa, Ranga, Bhanga. These are all the sons of Vedanta. Langa, Ranga, Bhanga. These are all the sons of Vedanta. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya, Jaya, for your worship divine. Hara, Hara, for your worship divine. Shiva, Shiva, for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage and you're thy own. We adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed graciousness sublime, all noble lands you give to us, granting us refuge, all sing Gauri. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution are your powers, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother seeking refuge from anguish, be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddha Dev Ki Jai. Jai